we are back. The Dirty Overhaul Show. We're back. Everybody's got their smoke breaks and pee breaks. And now we're going to delve into the meat. This is where I meated you.
Meated.
Not meat with, well, you know. But this is where you went from Sure Shot into...
Well, I went from Sure Shot to a band called Heartland Express, which was still country. And then the lead guitar player, John, that was playing with me in the Heartland Express, had played with me in bands years and years ago. And we just got kind of tired of, there was just playing country, which is nothing wrong with any music. But I'm a rock singer, and he was a rock player, so we decided that we was going to make a rock and country band.
I hate country.
And that's what we did. We
you could
quote me on that every gig.
You could quote me on that.
He does every time. You're like, I hate this song. Or he'll come over to me, like we'll be playing a song, and they're jamming out, and he's jamming out. He comes over to me, he said, "I'm ready to go." And I just kind of laugh, and people probably think, "Oh, they're saying something cool on stage to each other." Like, no, he's ready to go.
I'd rather watch wrestling.
Well, sometimes we do watch wrestling.
Yeah, that's true. So Heartland Express evolved into
Electric Horseman.
Electric Horseman. Yeah. Who was the original guy?
It was me and a guy named Buzzy Meekums was playing bass.
I know. I think I met him.
Well, Buzzy played with the Outlaws. He played with Molly Hatchet.
Yeah, Molly Hatchet.
And he was just off a tour whenever we started. And Vernon Jordan was the first drummer.
Oh, okay, cool.
And
he was
the first drummer.
Dang,
and
okay.
We played for a long time, 4-piece. And back in those days, bands were 6, 7-piece. Like Rockin' Horse was 6-piece.
Oh yeah, they were big when I first moved out here. It was them, Kitty Hawk. There was was it Austin? Was that what it was?
Yeah,
they were big. The Jimmy Shirley Experience was big.
Yeah.
What they were called
Lone Star
then,
yeah.
Not the famous Lone Star.
I told you he came up to me in Riders at the 25th anniversary thing, right? He came up to me and says, "I'm from the Jimmy Shirley Band. Hi, I'm Jimmy Shirley." And I went, "Why couldn't you just say I'm Jimmy Shirley?"
That's a mouthful. I'm like, I'm Dirty Dave is usually what I tell women.
Really?
Yeah, when he wants to repel them like, mosquitoes.
Well, who do you tell him you are?
Brian Hall.
John Holmes.
John Holmes.
But tell us about the Horsemen. When you first started, you said y'all were playing country.
We were playing country.
You were playing like Riders, Wayno's, the Country Corral, all those places.
Yeah. And what was really funny about that was we learned 2 sets of country.
Oh, Lord.
And 1 set of rock and roll. And we got to noticing the longer we played that the crowds wouldn't come in until our last set. There wouldn't be anybody. Maybe 10 people.
So that tells you.
And we're like, well,
What time did you get started?
We'd start at 10.
Start at 10.
In the clubs. And me and John talked about that. And I said, well, man, we don't even have a crowd here till the end of the night. But we had more rock people that would come out to this band.
Which is kind of like that now, if you think about it. These kids, 20 years old, they don't get started till 1 o'clock in the morning, 12 o'clock.
Well, we used to do a lot of bar hopping. So we would go from place to place.
Well, yeah, the fan base we were making though was the rock fans.
Yeah, they were.
Didn't care anything about the country stuff we were doing.
And that was good. That was like right at the end where Travis Tritt and all that stuff was dying down. Finally, Garth Brooks and. I was guilty of actually buying a Garth Brooks CD, and I bought, or was it cassette? I think
never owned a country cassette.
No, it wasn't 8-track. I remember 8-tracks, but. Vaguely, my dad was the 8-track king. He would take like 2 or 3 pennies and put it underneath.
Remember that matchbook? Yeah. I used to think that every 8-track came with a matchbook because my dad would always put that wedge underneath.
There's some kids going around like, what the hell are they talking about?
It's like dinosaur. That's like beat 2 rocks together.
Well, they don't even know what cassette is.
So what was the big, back then, what was like the amount of money? Like you guys were like one of the top bands, right? So what could you expect, like $1,000 a night?
We would make $1,000 to $1,500 a night or $2,000
I went and saw
a weekend.
them, man, and it was like packed.
Yeah.
Like packed all the way, Silver Spur.
We hired
Jimmy
a keyboard
Nolan took
player.
me to go see him, and I was like, my God, man.
Well, I wanted to go more mainstream rock, right?
Yeah.
So, but we couldn't do it as a 3-piece, or 3-piece and a singer, so I hired a guy named Jerry Sharon that I've known for a long time play keyboards. And then we started doing Pink Floyd, and we started doing all this just crazy stuff, But it's really wild. Our fan base at that time, which was you talking 15, 20 years ago, was really it was crazy. I mean, we would go and.
I mean, there was chicks everywhere.
It was wild.
One of the shows, didn't somebody pull out a gun like when y'all played?
Yeah, man.
With just one?
No, I remember this.
No.
It was at the City Dump?
Yeah.
City Dump in
City
Hypo.
Dump.
Yeah, it used to be called. Well, it's been like 10 things.
Rockin' Horse Nightlife.
Yeah, I think I played there when it was that, and then it went to Turn 1 or something like that.
Where's this at?
It was in
right in High Point, across from the Cookout.
Oh, across from the cookout.
Then it was Bandanas. That was the last.
That was it. Bandanas.
I was going to South Carolina one time. Remember, I called you and I said, "Man, Bandanas is on fire, man. There was smoke like all the way up." I was like, and I think they were still having bands.
Yeah,
right?
they was actually that was.
I think Charlie and them were the house band. Or something.
That was on a Friday night, and whoever the band was, their equipment got burned up.
Really,
I
didn't know that.
Who it was, but I remember.
I wonder if they ever got anything out of it.
I doubt it.
Probably not.
Damn, I would be out like a crate amp and
speaking
our
of on
shitty
fire
mixer.
and burning, I was going down Business 85 yesterday morning. This car was on the side of the road. They just pulled over, and the people start walking away from the car. And I turned around and was coming back towards them. They're waving me away.
Yeah, Dave helps everybody.
The
He's
car
the good
was on
Samaritan.
fire, and it was about to go, and I kept backing up and backing up and backing up, and I got near the lane so people wouldn't go near it in case it blew. And the fire department, I called 911. They showed up, and this car was completely We've seen plenty of cars on the way to and from shows on fire.
Man, we were heading to Hillsville.